yo.
Watch me as I press buttons. Welcome to Hashtag WrestlePals, your semi-weekly dose of ... stupid. I'm Justin. Be here for a little bit with you today. Let me... trying to do too many things. I just wanted to share the damn video. There we go. Pay no mind to the noise that may be coming from. There we go. Before you even ask, I have no idea where Nathan's at. I hope he's okay, and I wish this was a bit. I haven't heard from him. I hope he's alright. Where's the gimmick? I need to open up the Restream chat, and then we're ready to go. Trying to get it in early, man. I got writing I can do. I got Red Dead to play. And I got 3,000 steps I got to get in before the end of the day. So let's talk about everything that we've missed in 2 weeks, because there's a lot that's happened. Oh. I guess the Restream chat is not connected. Because why would it be? Oh no, it's connected. It's just waiting on messages. That's okay. That's much better than it not working. Just means nobody cares yet. That's okay. So let me bring up. From a couple weeks ago, there was the big NXT UK takeover show. It was Blackpool 2. And what a fun night. It's always just takeovers in general, first of all, are always a fun wrestling night. But there's something special about the UK takeovers, mostly because the venues they find are super intimate. It reminds me of like the old school Raw. Like, just the venue, like the feel of the show. Still no Nate. Yeah, I just said that. I don't know where he is. And again, I wish it was a bit. It's not. I don't know where he is. I hope he's all right. Haven't heard from him in literally weeks. And so if you have, please tell him, I'd like to hear from him. I don't know. I don't know where he is. So NXT UK TakeOver kicked off with Eddie Dennis and Trent Seven. I like that Eddie Dennis finally switched his gear up a little bit. Something about those shorts that he was wearing was weird to me. I hate commenting on somebody's gear as a part of a reason to, like, as a knock, because that's kind of cheap. But there was something about it that it didn't present him in the right way. Eddie Dennis is somebody to be looking for. The Women's Championship, Kaylee Ray defends versus Toni Storm and Piper Niven. And heats up a little bit between Toni Storm and Piper Niven in it, but ultimately Kaylee Ray, playing bad guy and does bad guy things, steals the victory. Arguably match of the night was Devlin versus Bate. Ellie's going to send out a manhunt. I want to hate on Tyler Bate for many, many reasons, and all of them add up to 54. Gallus versus Grizzled Young Veterans versus Imperium versus Andrews and Webster in a ladder match for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. Ladder matches are always fun, yet brutal. The one thing I don't like about ladder matches is it's hard for the bad guys to do bad guy things in ladder matches because they're full of such spectacle. But Grizzled Young Vets, Imperium, definitely found their spots to get their bad guy stuff in. And then Joe Coffey versus Walter. Poor Joe Coffey. First, he runs up against Pete Dunne at this event last year, and it's like, well, he's not taking out Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne was pretty much at the height of his reign at that point. Dunne drops the title to Walter. Yeah, Joe Coffey, you're not beating Walter. Joe Coffey, tremendous talent. He's putting on these really great matches, but like he's not the guy there still. Feel bad for him a little bit. I guess in the interim, he's getting to have all these awesome matches, so it's hard to complain. They all put in hard work, as it were, as I transition harshly. Let's wait for this to catch up. You'll have partially a black screen there for a second. Sorry. There it is. Oh, it looks a little different now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to scrap that because I need to bring it up because it's on the App Store now, Jack. Let's switch back to this. Yeah, you can actually go to the App Store. I have not checked out Dan the Dad yet, unfortunately. Just it's been a couple weeks. You can get the Hard Work Works fitness app in your App Store now, both the Google Play or the Apple Store. And see, says it right here. Just read the copy, Justin. Hard Work Works fitness app. Search in the Apple Store. Download. You purchase membership for only $10 a month. That's right. A mere $10 a month. If you got a gym already, screw that. Get rid of that $10. Go with Joe and Hard Work Works Fitness for the same price. You get 3 new workouts every week designed for minimal to no equipment at all. And I know that's legit because I'm a member. I've got nothing but body weight stuff like push-ups and stuff like that I can just use with what I have, which is literally just my body. Get 3 new workouts every week designed for minimal to no equipment at all ages and ability levels. You can literally work out anywhere in the world. Again, that's legit. I actually was talking to Joe a couple weeks ago about getting my son on a workout plan because he seems to have shown an interest in it. So like he would be doing a lot of the same stuff I do, like the body weight stuff. All ages and ability levels. Like I said, no contract. Here's the big thing. 0 contract, 0 commitment. You have problems with commitment? This is the app for you. Cancel anytime and you still get to keep all your workouts. So let's say you only make it a month and then you're like, man, you know what? This just isn't right for me. In that time frame, you get 4 workouts that you are going to get to keep and continue to use at your leisure, as it were. That's big time, baby. Keep all the workouts. And come on, if I haven't sold you yet, then just go take a look at Hard Work Works Fitness on all your social platforms. See the tremendous shape Joe has gotten himself. See all the people he's helping currently. Watch as my body starts to change because I'm doing it. I joined the hustle. You can too. # join the hustle. Join the hustle. Hard Work Works Fitness app. Again, $10 a month. Doesn't get any better than that. Plus, Joe will give you a giant hug. Come on. Who doesn't want hugs mixed with their fitness? What I do want is my my phone to not be tangled with that. So we also had a bit of negativity around the wrestling world while we were gone. Just before Hard to Kill, the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view where Tessa Blanchard made history. She is the first female Impact Wrestling heavyweight champion, which this is big news. That's historic any way you shake it out. However, some stuff has surfaced about her, and so I'll tackle the stuff that is, I guess, technically softer first, because more of that has come out than the stuff that's harder. And so it's been outed that she's a bit of a locker room bully. Now, anecdotal, most of the people I've talked to that have met her say that she's sweet and that she's not a bully at all. I'm going to leave a name out here, but somebody who has worked as an extra for WWE did get an air of arrogancy from Tessa. That doesn't necessarily mean bully. It just means maybe somebody thinks they're hot shit. That's neither here nor there, but take that as it were. It's come out that she's a bit of a locker room bully, and I've had a ton of discussions with Joe and Ellie over the last couple weeks, where we're at a point where it's like, man, that sucks, but that's not career ending locker room bully. Again, it sucks. I hate it. I hate that it gets a hall pass, but it's kind of like a thing. It goes with the territory. Again, not excusing it. It's just, it's not revelatory. It's still like there. Like it's still, that happens a lot. And I mean, not just in wrestling, but like, since we're talking about wrestling here, that's what we're going to focus on. It sucks. And I wish it wasn't true. But it's not career threatening. It's not the end of the world if it comes out that she is a bully, if all these things are true. And on conversely, some of the people who have come out and outed her as a bully, here's the thing that really bums me out, because if they're lying, no matter what, I'm going to have a distorted view on some of my favorite women in wrestling right now. Chelsea Green has come out. Allison Kay has come out, and she wasn't bullied by her, but she had like the major thing. Man, some of the other names are escaping me right now. Priscilla Kelly. Oh shoot, why am I forgetting the girl? Forgetting names. I'm sorry, forgetting names. This is a 2-week-old story. This is what I get. But some names have come out and outed her as a bully, and if they're lying, now I have a distorted view of them. If Tessa is a bully, now I have a distorted view of her. And so there is zero win in this, other than hopefully if it is true, then hopefully Tessa stops doing that. That's pretty much because there's still more stuff coming from WoW Superheroes, the women of wrestling. Some women are coming out saying that she's been really hard to work with there. So again, I don't know. Now the bigger fish to fry here, Allison Kay came out and said, here's the big thing. This only came out because a lot of people are questioning the timing of it, which is a bit suspect because it was literally the day before or the day of Hard to Kill. Allison Kay came out and said, oh, you mean like the time you called this black wrestler the N-word? Is that what you mean? So Tessa tweets out, hey, women, you should support each other. Awesome things happen when you do. And it's a great sentiment, but it rings fake to some of these people, obviously, who have called her out. Let's see, Ellie. Yeah, the boys and people who work in the business tell me the same thing. Not a bully and always kind to others. And I guess I got the main three. So the La Negra Rosa is the wrestler who apparently got called the N-bomb, and she came forward and confirmed the story. I still don't know what to make of this, because you have two people who are there say it is true and one person who says it isn't. So maybe there's context missing that somehow makes it okay. And maybe it isn't a racist incident. It's an awful misstep. I don't know. Like this appears to be the only incident that has come up from it as far as racism goes. Again, I hope this isn't true. I really hope like that's the dagger, because if more people start coming out on some racism, on the racism tip, she's done for. And it's inexcusable in 2020 to still be racist. This still happens, but I know, I understand, but it's inexcusable. So that's the garbage. I mean, there's probably even more. What Gabe Sapolsky, I think he had he the next day, like the day after Hard to Kill, I think he had a run-in with David Starr, and man, what wrestling is just weird, man. Like it's always on some drama stuff, and right now, like when I watch the TV, I can accept the drama because I'm watching a television show. But when I'm just looking at Twitter, and it's more like I kind of want to see what these people are up to. I want to see they're playing around inside their character, which is always fun. I don't want to see people. Now, look, again, like we talked about with Ryan a couple weeks ago, it's important that these things get brought to light if they're true. It's important that if people are being awful, they get called out on it. But it also doesn't mean I want to see it on Twitter every time I open. Twitter's supposed to be a fun place for me. And wrestling Twitter rarely ever is and hasn't been in years because most of the time you go on there and it's people complaining about various products. Can't we all just get along? God, I wish it were so easy. This weekend is a big pay-per-view for NWA, and it's Friday night, which is interesting. I'm going to have to try to catch it on tape delay because I'm watching. Look, I got to watch SmackDown. Sorry, I got to watch SmackDown. I'll have to try to watch NWA Hard Times when I can. And so hopefully that's what we'll be doing next week. This is actually probably a good time for me to put this out there. There's a good chance that the show may be morphing what it is. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing Wednesday nights because we talked about this a while ago about Wednesday's not a good night for the show anymore. Now that it used to be cool because it was the middle of the week and nothing was going on Wednesdays. Now we have two big time shows happening. And as long as I'm doing this show on Wednesdays, AEW has zero chance of ever catching me, ever. And I know that's awful, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. If I'm not doing the show, I can try to fit that into my schedule to watch it live, and then I can always continue to catch NXT on Fridays. So I've been juggling like ways that I can morph the show and still be live, but it probably won't be like one long show anymore. There's a good chance that I might break it up into 2 recap type shows, and maybe like one big pay-per-view show, like after a pay-per-view, and I might be incorporating myself. I don't want to put this out, but I might be incorporating myself with another program that is coming back to life. I'm talking to them on Friday, and I'm going to talk to them about it and see if, because the truth of the matter is, I hate to put it out here like this, but I don't know what's happening with Nate. I don't know what's happening with him. So I can't keep doing the show by myself. I'm not good at it, and it's not as fun this way. So I do got to find time for Dan the Dad. I have to find time for Dan the Dad. But I guess on the top of AEW never catching me, I don't like this. AEW, I love that they've already been extended to 2023. That's awesome. That means they're doing something right. TNT is happy with them. Contract extension, more television. That's great. But they're also getting a second show. Now, I don't know if that just means AEW Dark becomes a bigger thing, but you're already putting together 2 hours of television a week that doesn't grab me. Now you're going to do at least another hour that is not going to grab me. I don't know, man. It's already a crowded market for all the wrestling. I'm happy for them, and I'm really happy for the people who have already gravitated to AEW, the people who now have what they weren't getting from WWE. But for somebody like me who is pretty open-minded and kind of enjoys all of it, there's no way that unfortunately that, like, again, I'm behind on NWA. I'm behind on the NWA and I hate it. NWA is only an hour a week. I'm behind on it 3 weeks at this point, and I'm angry about it. But between life, between pods I listen to, between all the other wrestling I already watch, and between just deprogrammed, that's more hi Justin stuff. I don't want to get into all that, but I don't have room for another AEW. I don't have room for Dynamite right now. Like, I don't have room for Dynamite right now. How am I going to even bother with another AEW show? A lot of people are happy about it, so, like, I can't crap on it too much. I can only speak from my perspective. And I guess it's possible if it's on a Tuesday or a Thursday, maybe I can find room for it. But then you're talking about wrestling literally every day of the week. Mondays are Raw. Tuesdays are NWA or Impact. Wednesdays AEW and NXT. Thursday right now is the break. Friday SmackDown, and then Saturday and Sundays are pay-per-views whenever they come along. Okay, I can talk, I swear. I do this all the time. Yeah, it's a bit much, and I don't want another AEW show. I mentioned Raw, so I got to talk about Liv made her big in-ring return this week, and she looked great. Again, this story is absolute trash, and I want her away from it fast as possible. I want her away from this Rusev, Lana, Lashley garbage as fast as possible. But in the meantime, she's on TV. She's killing it on TV, and she's getting more eyes on her than she's literally ever had. So I'm happy for her. I'm happy. I'm just happy. Her new gear is great. Here, look. Her new gear is great. That's from a house show. The one on Raw, she was wearing red. She looks great. A wise person, I'm not saying it was Ellie, but a wise person told me that I'm not advertising enough that hashtag Liv loves Justin. I mean, it's on the show every week, but we haven't been on in 2 weeks, so Liv is the best. Plus, look, I don't like pointing this out, but I randomly made a tweet 2 weeks ago. It was a poem, essentially. Yeah, it's too far back at this point. But she done seen it. She done retweeted it. I didn't add her. She can add me. She could slide in my DMs. I'd be A-okay with this. I'd be really okay with this. I don't know how you feel about it. I feel great about it. Ellie says she deserves better. And the thing that disappoints me the most about it, because like I said, she's got a ton of eyes on her and she's awesome. Like, she's doing great. Which is all you can do, is take what you're given and run with it. That's going to pay dividends. She's not going anywhere because she's crushing what she's getting. You have to maximize your screen time no matter how garbage it is. And this is what I'll say again about this garbage-ass main event segment, this garbage-ass main event story. It's garbage. I hate it. But everybody is crushing their screen time. Like, all the parts are doing great at it. It's the best display of perfect garbage I've ever seen in my life. It is trash, but it's done so perfectly that, yes, I hate it. But I love Rusev more than I've ever loved Rusev right now. I hate Bobby Lashley more than I've ever hated Bobby Lashley ever. I love Liv more and more every day anyway. Jeez. And then Lana is aggressively annoying. So everybody's crushing it, and it's working in that I'm hating the bad guys more, loving the good guys more. But I do want it to end. For the love of God, please. Or at least get Liv away from it. I'm thinking hopefully they cross paths at the Rumble Sunday and Liv eliminates Lana, and maybe Liv is still feuding with Lana, but Lashley and Rusev get separated from that. I don't know, because again, Liv is crushing. She's doing great. But 2 weeks straight now, she's come out taking losses. She wasn't in the match 2 weeks ago, but she gets tackled and soda thrown in her face to set up the match for this week. So that makes sense given that we're getting the match. Then we get the match. She looks great in it. Rusev loses again to Lashley. I don't know what the end goal is here. I don't always need to know the end goal. I guess ultimately the end goal is to get everybody over, which I guess if that's the case, it's working, but I don't want any more of it. I know it's hard looking at these like successful numbers. It's doing better numbers for YouTube and whatever, and more eyes. Oh, but like these talents can be doing something else. And I hate to be this guy. I really do. Because Raw has been really good. I love this faction that with Rollins. I don't know what they're going to call themselves. Rollins, AOP, and Buddy Murphy. I love that. I love we're getting Aleister Black every week kicking ass. I love that Viking Raiders teamed up with Joe again. That was cool. Good Guy Joe and Good Guy Owens is weird, and I love it. There's a lot of good things happening. Lesnar crossing paths with Truth last week was hilarious. Ricochet looked awesome standing up to Lesnar this week. Just a lot of good things. But then you have that main event segment, and it's like, okay, either they need to stop living in a bubble and start crossing paths with other people to continue the story, or let's end the story. One way or the other. Let's just get it over with. That being said, I am looking forward to Friday Night SmackDown this week, and I'm really looking forward to the Rumble on Sunday. Bryan and Wyatt is going to be awesome. Lesnar number 1 at the Rumble is an interesting play. I have no idea what that's going to be. I believe we get Corbin and Reigns in a Falls Count Anywhere match. What else has been announced? Lynch and Asuka has been top notch, and that match is going to be awesome. The story of Becky Lynch not being able to cash in the debt, collect the debt, the one debt that she is still owed. Asuka, she can't beat her, and I'm intrigued by this story. Either way you look at it, because if she beats her, she finally collects the debt. I'm into that. She's already the longest Raw champ, so she can lose to Asuka as well. Asuka could be Raw champ, and then we're off to the races for Mania. Lynch versus Asuka. I'm into that. I'm really into that. I'm still not sold that we're not getting Bayley and Sasha at Mania. I feel like that situation is going to blow up. I don't know who's going to do what, who's going to go where, but I still feel like my money is still Sasha and Bayley at Mania. I'm not going to put real money down. How dare you? It's wrestling. What kind of person do you think I am? I'm not going to put real money down on professional wrestling. Wait a minute. You're telling me you bet You bet on the fight in Rocky 3, and you bet against Rocky? Well, hindsight is 2020, my friend. Ellie says she wants Truth to eliminate Brock, and she's not sure why. He ducked out of the Rumble. It would be cool if he stayed in. That's one thing that's happening on Raw. So after the Truth segment 2 weeks ago, Mojo Rawley comes out and takes advantage of the situation, pins R-Truth, wins the 24/7 championship. I like Mojo Rawley as 24/7 champion because he isn't running. It, first of all, automatically sets him apart from everybody. It's showing him as a tough guy. I don't need to legitimize that title at all. Let him hold it for a couple more weeks. Let him fight anybody that's going to come his way. Let him have like a legitimate match for it. That's fine. But this sets him up into the mid card. This gets him out of that 20. This puts him on the show, like away from the 24/7 scene when he's done with it. He can go into like an intercontinental feud, U.S. title feud, something like that, or shoot, bump into the heavyweight championship feuds. I'm loving Drew McIntyre. I had thought my early money on Royal Rumble winner was Owens, and this would have been September or October. Right now, my money's on McIntyre. He's gonna clash with Brock in the Rumble, almost certainly. Finally. And I am all for Drew versus Brock at Mania, with Drew being semi-good guy. Not necessarily good guy, just kind of not bad guy. Menacing good guy, if that makes sense. Drew and Brock is drawing heat right now with the attacking Ricochet, attacking Truth, getting boos again, and Heyman is working his ass off to not get cheers. McIntyre strikes me as a Heyman type of person. McIntyre, as we all know, is a Vince guy. Maybe it's finally time. I feel bad for Owens because last year was supposed to be Owens' time, and Kofi Mania happens, and Owens gets shoved to the side. Play the hot hand. If Owens doesn't mind being company guy and elevating something else, because it looks like Rollins and Murphy are the tag champs now. Looks like Owens and Joe might be wrestling for the tag championships. I'm not against this necessarily. I'm never fond of doing the two single stars randomly in a team. This always happens on Raw. There's so many tag teams. Doesn't make sense that we're resorting to this. Hopefully there's a bigger story here that they're trying to tell. We'll see. That's going to have to go into the wait and see column. But again, Bray's probably got his opponent already picked out. So I can't imagine that someone from SmackDown wins the Rumble. But Drew McIntyre right now is my pick. I hate to go with everybody else. Actually, Ellie said it 2 weeks ago. I'm all for Keith Lee, man. Oh, I just said you got to play the hot hand. That's the hot hand. Where Drew is right now, you could have him eliminate Brock. Maybe that's why Brock's in the Rumble. Drew eliminates Brock. Now Brock wants him some Drew. Now we're off to the races to Mania. I'm with that. Super simple storytelling with Brock is the best kind of storytelling. And then Keith Lee. Now, if Keith Lee wins, I think they've made mention that whoever wins the Rumble this year gets a shot at whatever championship. So if NXT people are in and Keith Lee wins, does he get Adam Cole at WrestleMania weekend? I'm way for this. Keith Lee getting the big win at Royal Rumble. Keith Lee versus Adam Cole at WrestleMania on the WrestleMania card. I'm all for this. I am all for this. I like it. And shoot, I mean, just looking at it right there, Adam Cole and Keith Lee, Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt versus whomever. my money right now is still Taker, putting him to bed, maybe. And maybe that's why they're trotting out Kane right now. I don't know. But I'd love to see Bray Wyatt march into Mania with the Universal Championship, put Undertaker to bed, and then start new. Then we can get like people who could actually possibly derail him. Somebody figure him out later this year. But The Fiend right now there's no question that he should just reign, and he should just be reigning terror on that locker room. Well, didn't get a chance to talk about hard times, but I can barely talk anymore. So my throat, the throat is bent. I got a bent throat. Okay, guys. Let me do this. Actually, let me do this first. Where's the thing? There we go. We'll go with that one. That's the one. Guys, if you want to support me and whatever's going to happen to hashtag WrestlePals, go to patreon.com/ohhijustin. $1 a month, only $1 a month, gets you access to everything I'm doing, which will include whatever happens to WrestlePals. Whether we remain here on Wednesdays, Nathan comes back and we just continue doing the show, or whether it just becomes me yelling into a microphone a couple times a week and getting absorbed by another program. Whatever happens, you'll find out on Oh Hi Justin. You also get the daily Oh Hi Justin podcast where I just empty out my brain. Whatever's on my mind goes there. Occasionally the after school podcast where I talk to my kids about their day at school. You get deprogrammed before the rest of the world. Of course, you get your hashtag WrestlePals. You get your music show before the rest of the world. What else am I doing? Bell and Dubs. We're writing Bell and Dubs. These Ghouls demos. Sadly, I'm already starting to write the second These Ghouls record, and the first one isn't even recorded yet. I'm the worst. I really am the worst. Again, if anybody sees Nathan, tell him I said hello. And if you happen to be watching this, Nathan, message your friend, man. Jeez. All right. What else can I say but goddamn hashtag WrestlePals. F that.